Hurry up and wait. I'm out. So I got my Smith & Wesson. That was a close one. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the X-Ring. On today's episode, we're reviewing the Smith & Wesson model 1917. So this pistol has a lot of history behind it. Back during World War I, they could not keep up with manufacturing the 1911s, and so they couldn't equip everyone with a sidearm. So what they did was they contracted Smith & Wesson and Colt to do a revolver, and hence the M1917. So these are chambered in 45 ACP. It is a large frame Smith & Wesson. This does not have the period correct grips. Typically it would have the smooth grips and it would have a lanyard loop. Unfortunately, it's been removed. Big shout out to Assurance Arms in Mills River, North Carolina. Scott Hawkins had gotten one of these, and I said I would really like to do a review on that because I don't have one in my collection, and I think it's just really cool because of the history behind it. You guys know I'm into the nostalgic firearms, you know, from the Garands and the O3s and all that from that era, but this was really cool. Not many of these I think saw actual combat use. I think this was, like I said, just a supplement to the 1911, and it was issued, it had moon clips. You would have half moon clips, and then later on they did full moon clips. I don't know if that was during World War II or if that was during Korea. But the actual pistol itself, you could just take 45 ACP and fire it in the Smith & Wesson. You could not do that on the Colts. These are actually quite collectible. You can expect paying anywhere from $800 on up, depending on how correct it is and if things have been removed or not. It does have a 5.5-inch barrel. This weighs in at about 2¼ pounds. It has a half moon front sight with a groove rear. This does have the exposed hammer, so it fires double action or single action, and it does have the ejector just like, or the ejector rod just like a standard revolver. Look at that, guys. I'll tell you something that's really unique when you look at one of these. When you're looking at one of these, look at the sidewall. Look how thin that barrel is. Really unique profile because it is a 45 ACP. So what I want to do is I want to get some rounds down range with it. Now, back in the day, everybody was taught to shoot one-handed. There was no two-handed grip. The movements were different, and the way to utilize pistols were completely different. So let's go ahead and get to shooting this M1917 by Smith & Wesson in 45 ACP. All right, so back in the day, I really considered the stuff that people did back then, they were true marksmen. They worked on their pistol work at 25 and 50 yards. Unlike today, you don't see many people shooting beyond like 25 yards on an indoor range. Also, their riflemanship was incredible. So once again, it's 45 ACP. This is a rimless cartridge, but it will fit into the Smith & Wesson perfectly, just like that. I'm just not going to be able to use the ejector rod to expel the cartridges. So I have not shot this pistol yet, and what I need to do is get it on paper. I'm going to start at 20 yards here, and I'm going to shoot at the head, okay, because I don't want to mess up the center. So I'll shoot at the head, the orange dot in the dead center there. Because I am shooting it for accuracy to see where it shoots, I'm going to shoot it single action. So what I'm going to do is cock it first, and here we go. Okay, so it looks like it's actually left and right is perfect, but it's about 4 inches low, okay? So I don't want to bury the bead as much, but let's see what kind of group we can get because it actually shot him in the mouth area. Let me check it again, 20 yards. Closer. I'm bringing the bead up just a hair. A little left on that one. And I have one more left, but I think that's all holding that head area pretty tightly. So I think that's a pretty tight group. Now normally you would hit this ejector rod, but you can see nothing comes out because I don't have the moon clips on here. So here you can just take a fingernail or something like that and just pull these out. Let's go ahead and shoot it double action. It looks like it's pretty good left and right. I mean, almost everything's holding that little small size head target. But guys, these are the pistols and the firearms that gave us our freedom. Think about everyone that gave the sacrifices, everyone from the young and the old, men and the women that gave us the sacrifices where we are today. I think those people would be ashamed of where we are in this country today. I really do, especially the way the government oversight is. I don't normally get into politics, but here we go. We're gonna go shoot center mass, 20 yards, top orange dot, double action. You know what? Because they did it one-handed back then, let's do the same. Losing the bead. So that's the way these were kind of devised. I mean, that's how you shot them back in the day. All the training was one-handed. There was no two-handed shooting. Even the movements were different, completely different than what we do today 100 years later. Think about it, folks. This pistol right here was made in 1918, so that puts this pistol about 102 years old, and it's still shooting tight groups. Pretty amazing. All right, so we've got 230 grain PMC in the 45 ACP. We are at 50 yards. Let's go ahead and just try to see if it'll shoot it. It's a long ways, but it's a 10 by 10 steel. Let's see what we can do. Not bad at all. You know, for something that's that old. Nicked it. Three in a row. Not bad. I think I hit it 5 times, 4 times. So not bad at all. Guys, this is a classic pistol. Smith & Wesson model 1917 and 45 ACP. Let's try it at 100.
Low! Impact!
Hi.
Back in my day, Ray, I could hit that target.
Oh,
You're slow, boy. Should always have ammo on me. Think we are in a gunfight or something.
Gunny, you want to try it?
Let me show you how this works, boy. Stick around.
You skipped it off the ground.
Sure I did, boy.
You skipped it a foot low off the ground.
Killing is killing, boy. I'm done here.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that review. Big shout out, like I said, to Assurance Arms. Thanks for providing the pistol for review. For anyone that had family and fought in any of the world wars or any other war for the United States, I thank you. Thank you for your service. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.